How do we make sense of some things that are just too strange to explain? In this video, we are going to look at a collection of abnormal moments that were caught on camera. A series of photos that make even skeptics think twice about the paranormal. Can you make it all the way to the end? Let's begin. Number 1. There's an extra foot? The mother of the baby in the photo was horrified that something with menacing intentions might be stalking her child. After snapping a quick picture, she noticed something more than a little odd. There was an extra foot, a blurred and distorted trail that appeared to be a foot also captured in the image. Many stated it might have been blur created due to low lighting conditions. Others aren't as convinced that this can be so easily explained away. Number 2. Just before dawn some years ago, this picture was taken in front of a friend's house. That is, according to the original poster, who is still creeped out and unable to explain what he captured. We see a deserted street, illuminated by streetlights and the early signs of sunlight starting to appear in the sky. What is chilling, however, is the human-shaped shadow that seems to be leaning against the fence. It has all the correct proportions and formation that makes it hard to misidentify what we are looking at. Number 3. They say that mirrors are the doors into another world. This photo might make you think some part of that belief could be true. We can see the reflection of a man and a young boy in the dresser's mirror. But who is that other person? There is another boy seen reflected, but something is off. He doesn't seem to be there, but yet he is. No one can explain who that was. Number 4. There are handprints on the car's window. The abnormal part isn't who did it, but how they are on the inside of a locked car that is supposed to be empty. The poster of the image frantically asks, "How do child's handprints get inside my car?" Not saying this is anything paranormal, I just think it's weird. After seeing this, the question is, are you still brave enough to open the door and see what is hiding inside? Number 5. With one glance, the chilling point of focus is instantly obvious. The story goes that when this was taken, the poster states, "My uncle and his friends were having a party when the power turned off. My uncle took a picture and devolved it a day later and saw this strange woman." Number 6. Blurred and out of focus, that doesn't make the sinister looking figure lurking in the background any less creepy. We can see the two figures standing a distance apart, but they insist that they were alone. Then, who is that near the tree? Ghostly white, appearing to have a body and hovering off of the ground. Number 7. Posing for a photo at the time he didn't realize that he wasn't alone. Looking further down the hall, we see it. A ghostly figure is there standing adjacent to the doorway. A shadow form that looms in the background. Number 8. An old abandoned Bavarian castle in summer of last year. The poster stated, "Didn't see it back then, but felt I needed to take this shot." This is the result. Looking closely, there is a barely visible dark figure in the center of the frame. Number 9. Ghost on Skype call? No one can explain what or who that is. A dark mass just off to the right on the screen, standing behind the person on screen. It looks like a person standing there, even almost looking into the camera. Number 10. With the caption stated, "More weird photos from my car," the passenger appears to be taking a selfie, but something more gets captured as well. We see a strange ghostly mist completely covering their face. There isn't much more of an explanation that would be needed. Number 11. Have you ever thought that maybe you might have seen something scary in the darkness? Just out of sight and in the corner of your eye, when you know for a fact that there is no one there. This is just such a case, and with photos to prove it. Imagine going down to the kitchen to get a glass of water, and you see a large skeletal face looking back at you. That is the way the poster of this describes what happened to them. To his relief, however, his worst nightmares were avoided when he investigated further. Number 12. Posted with the caption, "My aunt took this years ago at a local cemetery. Her camera broke after taking pictures there. The screen wouldn't turn on. She got the pictures from the memory card. This was the only one I remember with anything like this." Number 13. Taken in 2010, this picture was captured at a Halloween party. The poster of the image stated the people in the frame are his mother and her friend playing it up for the camera. What nobody can explain, however, was the ghostly figure standing in the background. We can see that the figure has an uncanny resemblance to the shape of a person, but the proportions are very off. They have no legs and are almost hovering in place. Number 14. This next capture is strange and very chilling. The poster shared his caption to Reddit saying, "I was by myself when I took a picture of my clarinet to show my sister its condition. I was going to give it to my niece as a gift, and didn't even pay attention to the background of the pic until my sister pointed it out. If it makes any difference, I always believed in the paranormal, as I've had my fair sharing of ghosts in the past. However, this is a new house, freshly built. We even had it blessed by a priest before moving in." Number 15. Camping can be fun, but it can also be scary. That is, when things like this happened and they can't be explained. This photo was taken in the late 90s, somewhere in New Jersey, but the poster states they can't remember much details beyond that. What is most shocking, however, is the figure that they noticed in the background. That is, despite them being absolutely sure that there was no one there at the time. Number 16. This next one is noticeable right away once you see it. Despite the image being heavily cropped before it was shared online, we see it. Looking at the lower middle of the screen, we can see it. What looks like a transparent hand is there, grabbing or clawing its way upwards. It is hard to make out what is going on in the picture, but it appears to be someone looking into the camera with their back against a window. It is hard to determine exactly for sure, but what do you see? Number 17. This could either be a case of motion blur or a spectral entity caught in motion. There is a fast-moving blur caught in the image. Could this be proof of paranormal caught on camera, or just bad photography? Number 18. Could this be Grandma from the grave? The poster believes this, saying that there is an undoubted image of the departed grandparent visibly sitting there. Looking closely, we can be inclined to believe this to be true, as we can see the outline of someone sitting there. Number 19. An abandoned haunted church among the swamps. In the windows, some say there are ghosts of a woman with a child in her arms and a ghost of a cat. Do you see it? Number 20. Could this possibly be real? Without much guidance, it isn't hard to notice it. There is a ghostly person in a gown just off in the background. Posing for the camera, the man has no idea what is standing mere feet away from him. Number 21. Sometimes images like this make us confused and terrified. In this old Polaroid picture, we see the little girl at the table, but by now we already expect that there is something sinister to come. There is an abnormal figure towering behind her. It appears to be wearing a black coat or robe of some kind. The most shocking part, however, is the face. A nightmarish expression that says it all. Number 22. Taken at a supposed haunted bridge that is best known as the place where many people ended their lives in the past. Do you see the human-shaped shadow blocking the road? Number 23. In most cases, this could simply be considered as artifacts accidentally captured when the photo was taken. odd light trails, dust particles, and even smoke. But the formations and arrangements in this image make it hard to debunk this one as being natural. What do you think? Number 24. Some captures are less credible than others, despite how creepy they appear at first glance. I am not very convinced that this one is genuine, but the poster insists that there was no editing or digital manipulation involved. Do you agree? Number 25. Many say that the lighthouse is cursed. Over the years, there have been many recorded accidents and strange happenings, but there has never been any proof. After this photo was taken, however, most now agree that there is something paranormal going on.